Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Dean Howell, and we're going to talk about how we will analyze you to decide what kind of protocols you should follow in order to get your best health. Now, I graduated from medical school in 1982, and at that point, there was in the late 70s into the 90s, there was an explosion of laboratory methods to start measuring quantities in your body. But they started developing other things as well: nutritional analysis with hair, hormone tests with saliva, tests for heavy metals that, with the urine. There was all kinds of these biochemical tests that we could use to profile. And when I first got out of medical school, we were all convinced that by correcting all of the imbalances that we could find with testing and treating the excesses and deficiencies that we could find with laboratory testing, that all we would need to do is to replace the missing items with more nutrients or to take away the things that were too much. And so they called this whole area functional medicine. And we had lots of discussions about it. And I ended up arguing against it because what I was finding was that when we would do lab tests and we would have abnormalities, it didn't give us a concrete standardized approach. So we couldn't just run lab tests and hand out generic supplements, much less was there a general improvement in the health of the individual. So that's why I ended up looking for and meeting Dr. Hieronymus. And by the late 80s, I had stopped doing all the biochemical profiling and I would do radionic profiling. The problem being that the radionics profiling took hours on each individual. And then it was so cumbersome and exhausting for me. If I tested for a few hours, testing with the radionics machine, testing blood samples of these different patients, what happened to me is that I reached this sort of emotional exhaustion. So what I decided to do instead, I switched over to specializing in physical medicine. Now, in more recent years, and a little over 10 years ago, I first met Rebecca, and Rebecca became my partner by 2018. And the reason I wanted to partner with her wasn't just that she had great skills in energy healing, it was also that between her physical sensitivity, she's a very sensitive empath. But so, in addition to that sensitivity, she internally has voices that she calls angel voices. They're very consistent, and she can sit down with you, whether it's in person or whether you're on the phone somewhere else, or even if a friend or a family member is asking about you, she can start analyzing you with her sensitivity. She can extend her sensitivity out so she can start analyzing you better than I could do with radionics, and certainly better than what we can do with functional medicine tests. So we can use those laboratory tests to confirm what Rebecca finds, but I haven't found that information from the lab test to be so good that I overruled Rebecca. So what we do when you sign up to do a nutrition program with Rebecca and me is that we already know that we want to worry about parasites, yeast, fungus, heavy metals, vaccine residues, bacterial, other infection residues. We already know we want to do that, but we can use Rebecca to determine which organs are being most stressed and then the order of how we treat those things. Those things she can know better than any lab test that I've ever found. So we can create this unique program for you, which will have the same components as most all the other programs, but yours will be individualized to you so that we take it in the order that prevents us from messing up your life too much with side effects. So sign up for the membership, sign up for the nutritional program, and then follow through on the recommendations that we make for you. Okay? Thank you.